True. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. For the past 30 years, I've admired NC State, and more recently, I've become a sports fan and a marching band advocate. When my son became the marching band's drum major, which is the student leader, I started attending every football game to get the rest of the family to experience my son's work. I had to carefully plan the game, complete the pre-game actions, and execute everything during the game itself. It's just a game, so it's a piece of cake. But let me show you how big of a cake it is. The planning starts with which of the 7 home games worked for everyone. We used a family Google Calendar to narrow it down to last week's Boston College game. Then I determined ticket requirements for locations in the stadium and a reasonable budget with some contingency in there. Some people did not want nosebleed seats. They were afraid of tumbling down the steps. Next, I got the 5-hour schedule of marching band activities before games. They practice, they play when the team arrives, they socialize with friends, and march around the stadium over a 5-hour period. I picked when I would take band photos and videos all day around the stadium. I picked which camera we would use. We had a big zoom camera, so I could become a band parent paparazzi. Meals before, during, and after the game had to be set to avoid hangry fans out of the family. And then the final schedule was determined by my boss, also known as my spouse or wife. Next, we moved to the pre-game activities. Searching for tickets was tough with a $100 per ticket budget. Yes, Wolfpack games can cost more than a Taylor Swift game, or I'm sorry, a Taylor Swift concert. After several rounds of app searching and negotiations with the various people in the family, I bought them and was able to share them with the family. Then the morning of the game, my other son, he determined he was able to come with us. So I had to be able to find another ticket in the last minute. And I was able to find a $30 ticket at the 40-yard line on the lower deck, an hour before the game. That was a winner, yes. Another winner was free parking, which I've been trying to find all season long because last season's $20 parking pass, they're now $50 to $100. But I was able to find the free parking, and it came along with a healthy balance walk bonus. So it was great for everyone involved. The meals were a no-brainer for me because 2 pretzels during a game is all I need. I even got us involved in one of our neighbors' tailgating specials. They were doing a pig picking with banana pudding. It was awesome. But still, that wasn't enough for some in the family. So I was forced into a $60 Detroit hot dog pregame meal, which ate up all of my budgeted meal contingency, unfortunately. Then we moved on to the game. Now, after all the planning and pregame fun, we got to do the finale. After watching the band's hijinks, we entered the stadium, took our seats, and I showed them where they needed to point the cameras later on. I took a strategic position where the band actually enters the field so I could record a stunning video of everyone coming on, all 300 band members. And by the way, they're all available on my YouTube channel, Mike Rossi 3. You're free to see them. I took my sweet seat at the 40-yard line, and we started taking over 400 photos and videos that day. Yes, 400 just that day between everyone in my family. Before the halftime show, I visited my family, tried to reinforce the plans, and I ended up borrowing a 50-yard line bottom row or front row seat to take some of the phoned videos. After halftime, I satiated everyone's hungry desires by buying 8 pretzels and waters for my family and for some of our band friends. It's a tough job, but in the end, it's worth the risk of getting those pretzels to the band members past the band security, which is tough job. Next, I took band photos from vantage points all around the stadium. I took some that were right next to the band and some that were behind the band. And I was even able to sit next to the band because I'm an alumnus, so I have some benefits like that, even though I have some gray hairs, but still, I'm an alumnus. My most proud moment was when I captured the 3 drum majors hugging for their last home game this season. And I promised no tears and didn't shed any. I'm a tough guy. So now that my small scale project is done, let's look back. My plan covered a wide area from tickets to band activities, to food, to photos. The pregame execution settled on tickets, parking, and early meals. Then the grand finale, paparazzi, indulgence, more meals, and taking calculated risks with borrowed seats, close up, and slight security breaches. My full family got to experience and show love to my son, Brian, and his glamorous activities, and it brought the plan to fruition in the end. It was a sad game for the football team. I won't mention the big loss, but I take pleasure in knowing that every week the marching band wins. They never lose on game day. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Mike, for that speech. And thank you for letting us know that we can record our speeches. That's something I thought about, but didn't know we were allowed to do. So this is the first time that I've seen that. So appreciate that.